Bohosi Tituburu Boella la Matlaka. Bohosi hasn't him not. Kifelo kipu him not. But he hasn't him not. Because Kosi Ijamrao Hamrafi. Kyaulewa ketla di kama ketla niti nyabonga ubaba aba usanusi sesedela business anusi sesifondelayo kakhulu la eMzansi ubaba ukredo moto manje sinesanusi uyaphuma uphuma kancane kancane lo sanusi lo uthi yena uaba hayi thina sithi usanusi uaba uye usifunda siyafunda kuye nje siyafunda Rikuta hanyane moye obolela mo ke Prince Shabutlhe Morwamocha Maloka wa Khatla Maloka amandebele akegana uyelo uhamba nithi lima lithi iplati ya la uhamba igazi nabasithadla la kuhamba namandebele akegana.
Okay, kana osmali.
Yebo.
Abakithi lapha.
Ngiratswa lapho. Mina ngiratswa lapho. Unhlombe kakhulu. Ngizwini. Uyamkoleta.
Ngiyalivuma icala ngegana.
Ngiyabonga. Waikirialo batho ba gaetsho ke bua yalo ke tsalwa ke dikgosi tse pedi nna personally. My mother is a chief on her own because she's the first child of the chief. And my father is the chief, give birth by the chief. So I am a chief.
You are the chief.
I cannot deny that. It's in the blood. Bohosi ke thobolo boella la matlakala. Bohosi ha se ntho e monate. Ke fela ke puo e monate. But ha se ntho e monate. Because Khosi e ja morao ha morafe. Khosi o tlhokomela ke morafe. Khosi o tlhokomelwa ke morafe. Ha e tlhokomela. O tlhokomela morafe, morafe wa mo tlhokomela. A re bolele yana re re mo malobeng ke ne ke re ke botse potswe. I wanted to get it clear so that it's clear. No. I can more partner into Murivita unpopular opinion. This is where we sit in. I like the Tosa Amakhet, Amatos. Bafunde a history yabo. Laba makhetla baba khuluma ngeXhosa nje yazi ukuthi ayi la bafundile ayi mirobe nje ayi mirobe nje bafundile mrobe ke mme khotsa ke ntate wa unohola nje Bari yena hayi untate moholo wa tsebo ntate moholo ko sekolong ba re go botsisa hore na le history ya hele e ntse jwang ngwana ko hae o bitsa ngwana hae ngwana ko hae a ke re tswile ngwana ko hae mara ka botsa potse bjana mara mo pela maho why re sa e bolela go no ba ntate moholo ba re botsisa no information, nothing, doesn't know himself. What's even that would chance way too? As would say, I TV so I can do kill comrade. That's what he knows about himself. But how handsome most of them sent him also ki moemise cross so. Even na monna khotla e crossa so but ha itse hore why your streets ha itse sepe ka bona. It's painful to have such people around ourselves who does not know who they are and where they come from and where they're going, because that same history that they don't have, they will pass it to their kids. And the kids will pass it to their kids, and will have a no-nation with no history. And that is a painful side of the whole thing. I liked it when you said you have created the church to talk history and to learn about history and to understand history. Hence you are here to learn more about yourself. I was beaten because that was in I came to Standard 9, that was in 1989, when I was doing Standard 9. The young girl will call you. In 1990, I was doing military, and I passed in 1990. Yes. I was still not born. That's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. I apologize for it. I apologize for that.
Wow.
I so wish. That's part of my history. And I was beaten for not doing biblical study at school. Was beaten like in front of my girlfriend. You know, I was lying on top of her desk, and I was beaten. Literally, she was just crying. Seeing a boyfriend. I agree. Jolly Nerissa, nearly you did it all fit you. Maranete yato because we Namu and Kashapi or Kala. I think I did demand. Tamanali busy anymore. And Shabella for it, we look at class in your biblical study. Go class in your history. And then last night, the Lagarola did cut. Because I'm not a priest. I'm not a priest. I'm a historian. I'm not a priest. Oh. And Salam Rabaku. I target the top of my lap. I am. Correct. Tupa. The only thing that has made me or made them to accept that I'm a historian. That's when they gave me a test here, baby, and then the history. Then I passed my history with first class. Baby, no. I didn't. Because I didn't see the reason why I have to study biblical study while I'm going to church at the same time. Before I sleep, my mother will read Bible. And I still have to go learn Bible in school. It was a problem to me. So Bible was a problem to me. It's unfortunate. But let's leave that. I wanted this word. Usutu. Usutu. Let's start there. Usutu. It's spoken with pride. Abonganje. Uti. Usutu. But hebe, you cannot lose somebody's language if you don't respect that person. You can't. You only use certain words of respect towards those people. Ebe. Ronare ebe. Anit. Harre ebe. Bonaba lokela echiko matum. Ronare re ebe. And it says the great house. It says the great house. That's how it is. It's Hebe Usud, meaning Kutla. No? Kutla. So you only respect a certain tribe when you believe they are before you. That's how it is. So let's start there. We were just building that point. Why? This kingdom that I'm talking about started in 800. And then the kingdom, other kingdoms started in 1816, 1720.
Yeah, exactly.
This one I'm talking about in the south, the southern hemisphere, was started in 800. That's where we sit. Let's again correct the other one. Unpopular opinion. There's a place called Lilongwe. There's a place called Lilongwe. Lilongwe. You were talking about Lilongwe.
It's Wangendaba.
It's Wangendaba. This is the chief who went out of South Africa up to Malawi. I have a wife in Malawi, by the way. Malawi?
No, Malawi is Victor.
Chichima.
Now Victor. Mama, Mrs. Sanders Stuart, man. About to move.
Malawi, they've got one of my beautiful women. Beautiful. One of my beautiful women. The Tenya Kingdom in Lilongwe. The Maseko Kingdom in Malawi. By the way, I was birthday yesterday. So today I'm yeah. So it's only the kingdom of Malawi, the Maseko Kingdom, the Nguni Maseko Kingdom, that sent me a special birthday card yesterday. The kingdom of the Nguni Maseko Kingdom in Lilongwe by Prince Paul sent me that special card.
Sorry to disturb you, my prince.
We need this.
We have a brother of ours who is a prince of the Maseko from Swaziland. We are supposed to be here at the funeral, but I think he would have loved this news.
Yeah.
To hear that his family is very close with you.
Yeah, they in Malawi. You know, those in Malawi is when our forefathers were going back to their original land in the Lake Tanganyika. And I've been saying no one will ever stand in front of me in terms of that. Lake Tanganyika is the best lake ever built in Africa. Hauna kusiko mplela moriona haikunama. Atongona atsamusuku. Atsajwala. Atsamezi. Atsayabubi. Ari yena onka uwathela mofata. Ke the rituals tsa Lake Tanganyika. Hauna. Hello, unakusisa itijalo then. It's a different. So we all relate to Lake Tanganyika, the great lake in Africa, where all the powers of the kingdoms come from. Khosi ha e hlomiwa ka setlhare se seng se re se bitsang sedibelo, tibela le pula. Go na le pula e fetile mo Maloka. Fetile mo Maloka. Ke pula ya sekgahla. e fetile yena ke mokgatlo na feta ke madume ga le ne le madume a ise a fete ke la ke madume yeah but a crowd week then go nna bothata marana wa feta ke madume. So the kingdom that I'm talking about was held by Morolong. Morolong. Wamatom. The kingdom that I'm talking about was held by Morolong. Morolong gave it to his brother Nabo. Nabo gave it to Morolong from 800 and then it tower. And then a video then I go Mabua Le Masilo. Ki wana roba kawan semerafi, ki mahosi ya matoma o kawan semerafi. Bakri temerafi ne. Mabua created the present Barolo. The present Barolo. Bakri take Mabua, kusi Mabua. Mirafi yote ya Sichuana Sesotho hafu ya Sevenda ikreitiwa kama tlase ha Malope we'll go down and talk about it. Dilirete preparation kini ke kwala ki prepare ke se itse ke mara ki prepare la lo prepare lo na re ske bebe ke iphitlhela ke se ke palla kwa ra ba dipotso tse dintsi le tla mpotsa prepare ke sa go ba ka 1360 ke ha ntse re busiwa re na le dikgosi tse ne di na le IDP ba itse tsamaiso ya bo hosi re tsamaiso ya a re thuti IDP ka esi
controllers
or contrary no
500 years before controllers
no I'm talking about the year 800 goes down now ke mo 1360 ke tetse mo 1330 1300 bo 1270 bo 1116 1040 those but I just wanted to talk about Mabua and Masilo and Masilo one and Mabua who created Barolo and other tribes. Under Barolo we have different tribes that were created under Barolo. And under Masilo we have Malope o babang ha ba mo lebeletse ba re ke musi le rona ra ke musi le bolela mo motsewa ba re ba ba mane mo motlei ma biro ka ke a kwa bona and how you lebella hore ba tshwana ke nnete kwa bona mara kwa rona Wamandebele mpela nje. Hawa, to tlhalosetsa re Mandebele o tlile gore ba ine Mandebele. Re tlo fa yona today. Ai kaka today. Re fa yona. A di la ro jika. Yeo o itsentse mo TikTok di tsotso tletse. Gore he ba lela. Ba tla ka transport. Ke ba iso go tshwantse go ise go teng. Yeah. Musi o re bolelang ka ena ke kgosi ile ya beleha magosi a mararo a beleha mohurutsi wa bula o pele a beleha mohurutsi a beleha mokhatla a beleha mokwena kune musi wa gega ke tlo fa yona today give it to you.
That's what I'm saying it was.
Give it to you. Give it to you. We don't transport the Ratamago. I love that. So under Bakwena, we have different chiefs that were created. Bakubu are part of that. They are part of that. Bafurutse ba creatiwa ke batho ba babedi ba ileng ba lolwana nje gore ke tlo kgona go fitlha ka pele go ko mandrebeleng. Mofurutse o belegile matwini twins Motebele le Motebejane. Motebele le Motebejane. So, because twins, you don't know exactly who should ascend to the throne. They started fighting for the throne after their father dies. Usually, before then, and I wish it clear ahead today. Another place where we Mapungube. Mapungube. Pakata bare batsena kwa le bare ke mapungube. No, they've never called it Mapungube. Ke Mapungube. Kwa Mapungube.
This is why kunembo.
Kwa Mapungube.
Pugube haina mulechi, pugube haina mulechi, pugube
ere ko bolelle. The same taban in Mapungube ona bitswa the god of Hassan, the great king.
Because they were, before Portuguese came, Arabs used to trade in Mapungube with the Tswana.
Yes. Le Bakalaka.
Yeah.
Bakata le Bakalaka. Ba ne ba tshwere pleke ba re Mapungube. E setseng batho ba bofelo ba go tswa mo yona e leng bana ba ba Venda ba Bakaka. Ke kwa Mapungube letlalo le re le apara le ke la o le mo line wa le mo line on the line ke tlo tlhalosetsa rona letlalo la rona la bogosi le la kwa Sekhukhune le kwa Mampuru le la kwa Moloi ko Freestyle la bo kosi bo Maphale bo Moloi bo Lehasa. Letlalo la kgosukgolo ya bona ke mixture wa Phukube le Nkwe. Re apara Phukube re ipofa ka Phukube re apara aya thoma ko Freestyle e thomile ko Mapungube. Ha o ya kwa Sekhukhune kwa Mampuru ko hae tla ko hae letlalo la rona ke mixture wa Phukube le Nkwe. Re bana ba Mapungube kwa tabana botlholo kwa Malekeleke ngwana Malekeleke nkwa ga botse mmele ga dikgosi ka moka maapara diphologolo kaofela wa nkutlwa. So bogosi ba rona bo a se bona fela ba changeileng mama ba change ba re ke ba ko yena a se bana bantwana bana ba mmusi awa ba setseng ke bakgatla ba ke diphoso tsa bo tatemogolo mara ke re ka se be yalo that was that's better le Bataung Bantwani ba re bona ke ba kwena ha se ba kwena ba kgati ke ba kgati ke fela hore ba nkile their history is mixed le bo mashiho gele bo mashiho kana ke bo mang ya bo mohale ya bo Rebecca Malope ke ne ke re ke bo mang kure morafo o ho hona o chilling sentwana because they were more of traders, they were beat creators. Nto ya premo ke abantwana asia Mandela ke abantwana, that's the originally ke abantwana tende ke abantwana. Yeah. So, ki lineages card. When I never more confused, but I'm wrong. Just so confused. But who was name? How does walk our name? Wouldn't lay? But who were Babel Hakim Morwamocha? Kamulani ya skukuni side. So, hore banele bavenda, rebanele le kokwan. Thobele. Ona tlohela morafi wa hae. Ko lefatshe le ba le bitsa Tjatle. Lefatshe la mashidi di notilas card. Tjatle. A tloha ko asa rupa, asaya kokome. Are yena ha ditse. Arwala musadi, actually arwala musadi. Utswitse musadi because ha hona dikgomo tsa dintshitse mara o feditsana le yena ka mo Zimbabwe.
Asa le komengona le musadi.
O good. O thabetse le yena ko Zimbabwe. Pleke e re bitsang e bitsang Victoria Falls, ha se Victoria Falls. That must end. It English must just change. It's not Victoria Falls. Ke mushi wa thunya ha thobele. Mushi wa thunya ha thobele. That's it. Okay. Ke kwa mushi wa thunya ha thobele. I see Victoria Falls very describing like a white boy coming from South Africa and going down to Zimbabwe. That white boy, what? It must change. Through the social media, that must change. We don't have such state. It's just nonsense. We cannot blame our country with a white boy. Ke kwa musi wa thunya ha thobele. Eko Zimbabwe. Then when Tobejane was having a problem, the cannibals. The cannibals by include Amandrebe. Akere haba itheta bare mafetra Mandrebele makongwana. Bafeta khomo. Ba ija motho.
So ba shaka kwasana.
Okay. Bari? Amandrebele makongwana. Bafeta khomo. Amakongwana. Bafeta khomo ba ija motho.
Inkomo into encane balanduka.
Asinna kibona. And that's where I come from. And that's where I originated. And I'm saying this with pride again. But it's unfortunate that I'm just speaking. When you started hitting me, I said, no, Kimkata. And when you come here and say, no, but Tabani, Tobele, this is Irane. You know? So, yeah. Kilo. I'm proud of that.
It's the term I keep coming across when they say Basotho ba re Batswana.
Between Botswana and even when you look at their royalties, royalties. Somewhere you find him have left the top, the first child, and he started on the middle. Then you get confused to where does this one fit. But when you go to the brown one, you would find that he has started them with the first, where they link with all these chiefs here. Yeah.
The brown one is more accurate.
They help each other, because there's another book that you can get called The Secret of the Native. The Secret of the Native in South Africa. It's a book that is not even on any library, but I just happened to, because I was just finding out, just checking. Pila with Adam. That's when I found the royal tree Taban. Then because I didn't bet on Taban who told me the name, then on that book, but Taban because they've interviewed that old man. Oh, good one. I read history, I read research. I read research about yes. You even go to libraries. You will go to the archives. You will go to Google. You will go to the most old men or old women in the village. And then you put it together. Yeah. And your opinion, it doesn't mean you're 100% in all of that. But at least you have made your own research, because you have references of what you are talking about. When somebody asks you, you will be able to say, no, I have read Mr. Bodat's History of Amandebe, O.J. Bodat, Kevadi. I've read the history book, Ellenberg. I've read Briggs. I've read, there are quite a number of authors. But for you to be more interested in history, you have to know and be interested in reading history. And I've been in love with history, because I wanted to know exactly who am I, where I come from, how do I fit in my community, what is my purpose, why am I have to stand and say, this is me. So there are a lot of things that went ahead before I could even say, no, I can go public now and try to narrate whatever that I'm researching. But I'm not yet done, because I haven't reached the long way. Finish up my history. The long way, my history will end up in Malawi. That's my research. And I want this podcast of Unpopular Demand ending up in Malawi. That's where I want it. Because that's where our siblings are sitting. That's where they're sitting. So, kufile kosi mufurutse ka ufa mukhatla ka ufa mkwemele. but they go for history young fruits, and then out of them, the other, but key party young fruits. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of tribes that came after. There are a lot of them there are a lot of tribes that comes from these tribes. But the first tribe to arrive in South Africa, Bakhotu. Yeah, Bakhotu. Bakhotu. Can I remember since I gave me more than yes, we can when I come to say her. They could tell us it over Pila to Avatar, Hakai, Kiwomang, why by Peter Matevele, by Peter Matevele, they are confusing. Yeah, but Pila Kivanava Mutevile. They never go on from the south to the north. But never tell you about Suhilo, Batakopanali, the Mutulam Devija. His brother, to destroy them further. So they find refuge under Bakata in Catalan, Sutspansberg. Yeah. Kwamma Pereko. The Fatelama should lead in notes. We get in the Wabon. Over the lemon nut. Is that a molo? Lemon nut. Canan. So I'm trying to say to you, Babuina, fruits about cut into what? These are just brothers. It's just they happen to make them fight as brothers. I tell come cut, let's get up to work next time to work but we feel a little bit of before it again. Babantiba from work. Get out to one day, get out fire on them. After we fell out. Mkato gani the habo. The habo Gimocha Wamaton. The habo. And that was in 1480. 1480. When he was actually doing as a leader, not as born in 1480. No. Otomino Busa ka 1480. 1480. Maweza mimi ni wewe. 1480. Hamakhala wo muchabusa. Ha hlokofala hatsena pohoti. Pohoti. Yeah, pohoti. Pohoti arabele hela butolo. Butolo ona nale maida amabidi. Asenze nga confuse about living now. Bangubane. Butolo. Ona nale maida amabidi. A confuse about now. Even now. Ubilo kana eda leading hapa. Butolo rimita malekeleke. Umalekeleke was very tall, handsome, very handsome man, tall. Yeah. Babamba ririki malupe wabubidi. Ne? Ever again a moose. Ever again a moose. Kimalupe wabubidi. Kimalupe wabubidi. That they will fall. Kosi will fall.
in one of his books.
Yeah. Okay.
And Zulu Maloka ukuthi kunabantu abaningi before him.
Before you.
Yes. So, Bukhoro. Abele habashimane babedi. Ba ileng ya ba hore le bona ba creator merafe. Ke Mohale le Tabane. Ko ingane? Le ha Mohale le Tabane. Mohale oda enjoy ya bohosi ba ntata you know in one area. But unfortunately with Tabane it was a different thing. Tabane hako the place ere bitsang ka ditshwenye. Tshwenyana ko Hurutse. Bahurutse, they are sitting in a treasure. They don't know how beautiful it is to sit in that treasure. Because most queens most times how they don't know that. They don't know that. They're sitting in the first kingdom. Yes, cut. It's a very interesting history, we'll get into that one day. But let's just go down so that we are very clear in giving this history. Mohale gave birth to certain tribes. That's Katla. The present Bakatla Bakafela. The present Bakatla Musetla are the descendant of Mohale. Bakwena baba mu betani.
Betani na ile betani.
Ngulule kire bakwena. Baba li mu betani. At first bane ba bitswa Bakatla. How did they change to be Bakwena? Nobody knows. History are ki tsika ya taba. But a kitso go fetile kae. Ibile they are sitting mo lefatsheng la Mohale. Ibile ba bele ha ke khosi Mohale. But ba re ke Bakwena.
Ya mo ka tla alasche.
Ma
Now Batswana must
nna ke bolela ka ba bethane Bakwena ba bethane ba ba mobileng from Makhatla ba re bona ke Bakwena and as a khale the problem go as a khale ke Bakhatla ke Bakhatla ba Mohale ke bana ba Mohale kare Mohale o bele hang Bakhatla ba Mosetla le Bakhatla ba Khafela le bona le ha se bona fela ke tlo fa bona bi why go confusion ke bolela why you do o sa ipona o le Mokhatla o mokwena. Yes. Mona tsuwe. Agere o bone. Agere ntse ke bolela ke sa botsisa. Ke ona ke mutlwang a tlhalosa hore yena o hola ba itse ele Bakhatla. Di dintwa tse ba di lweleng. Ba di lweleng Bakhatla. Ba jigi nje. Jigi ke Bakwena. Eba tja tšhelete ba re bona ke Bakwena. No. Bakhatla.
Mama fika kwaXhosa mntwana enkosi bayazishintsha futhi bathi ngombathane la.
Hayi. Ngibale bamtebile
Amakhwesibe phela kusimaXhosa beSuthu la
Yes.
Bakhatla lapho.
Yes.
Bafika le bazibiza ombathane.
Intabankulu.
Wamhlophe in complexion.
Uyabona Intabankulu?
Intabankulu ngiyayibona Intabankulu.
Intabankulu. I was there correcting the situation.
Okay.
I was there.
Intabankulu kuhlala omulife noMashiyane Umashiyana umkhata.
Umlefe nomashiyana.
Umlefe nomashiyana bakhata.
There I was just saying to them.
Yeah. Thina kwazi thina kwazi ukusibabiza ngabaxoxa ngoba wonke umsuthu umxoxa ngithi ngakithi.
Hawu asibaxoxa.
Hayi, wonke umsuthu umxoxa.
Hayi, asibaxoxa.
Abakhata ngoba umashiyane isithakazelo
hayi ngizokunikeza bona la. Bala. Baselela. Baselela. Le bukle ngipreparile ubusuku bonke. Ngithi ngiyaprepare. Akbator no sadebe ke pala kwa ba di tse sa itlhalwanye. Yeah. Ke a tla mo bona. Ubane le go fa lineage ya mohale. Ne? Hore e tsamaya. Thanks mommy for you to be here so that in TikTok they understand, so that in Facebook they understand. Bakwena ba mohopa. Ebe ba bua gape ba re ke ba mogale.
Because ba re khotsa bana ke mogale mara nna ke peletse le botho.
They are from Mohale lineage.
O ba fela ba boela ko ba tswang.
Ne ho le sele ba boela. How do you not you know, but they are not far from confusion. They are very close to confusion. Basha, you know, let's have a game with washa. Oda how feel is comporo. Why you would again? Yeah. So basically that's where they sit. But they need to go back to their history and recheck their history and correct the situation that they're finding themselves in. It's not late. Because generation like yourself, you grew up knowing that lebakat. Jigi, alessa lebakat. Lebakwe. You know? Artwenyana mwana. Nereba lukisetsa fela ke. Le ka wa lukisetsa. Gore banne ha tse ba ira research ya bona hantle. Again. Then ba ikirepile ka tlhana go ngwana ha wa bona. Ha batla history ya bona. O search history ya bakwena. And that, he's not finding them. He's finding them ka 1920. Instead ka 1616. They never look really history. No. He has to go back. So rekena motabane. O bona mokhala botabane. Re mitsa khosi ya dikhosi ka moka. Khosi ya dikhosi ka moka. Khosi ya mmele ya dikhosi. Tabane. Mokhatla tabane. And mohale. But now re bolela ka mokhatla. Tabane o belehile motjha. Motjha bobedi. Motjha wa bobedi o bolailwe ke his brothers. Motabeng e mo Pretoria. Mo ona ba ne ile Freedom Park. Ba mmalaetse fo. Motjha wa bobedi ba mmalaetse mo. His own brothers ba se ne go buswa ke ena go dikome. Ke tlo tlhalosetsa le dikoma di tsamaya.
We had to stop shooting.
Oh, yeah.
No, listen to this example.
Yeah.
He's talking about the exact same
He's
thing.
the
Because
exact
he
same
said
thing.
that he was
So
killed
shoot
by
the
his
freedom
brother.
park. And then what vela le ketla lakho because the khulunywa ngomunye washonela lapha eHampad and then nomkhulu wathi hayi.
Because he and
Yeah,
Abantu bamanje.
Mina ngabula bakithi
La.
Hey, wagula phambi camera.
That's why I'm listening, I'm rolling this gun.
Now I'm listening to this story, I'm saying, no man, I know the story.
Yeah.
I heard it from the person who was killed by his brother.
And many wars have happened on that hill, but that one stood out.
Yes.
That one stood out.
So that one was supposed to be the chief, the paramount chiefs of chiefs. Paramount chiefs of chiefs. ke mokhata ke motjha wa bobedi. Yeah. Then e be re bana le Matlaisane Senye. Matlaisane ke mo lineage nna ke thang mo yona fu. Matlaisane. E be re bana le Diale. Mo go tlhagang Bapedi. E be re bana le e be re bana le Bakgolokwe. Bakgolokwe ba belega ke kgetsi. Bakgolokwe ba belega ke kgetsi. E be re bana le Baphuthing. Baphuthing ba belega ke Matsibogo. Matsibogo. Ina di parla ke kgang. Ele parla ke kgang se di tshentsa taba tse seng tsa lona. Matsibo.
Sambisa sashana la nomwela sumzima. Wayithwasa nalo. Wayithwasa lo nsiku mwela lo. Sitshela sithi wena awusingu nokwazi. Uyayibona le
Umuphuthing.
Kimuphuthing uyaphutha. Dala simtshela.
Kimuphuthing.
Awusinguni wena
yazimwela sikhuhlase.
Saphe waphansi bethana nomkhangela lo.
Ya gore o tla batla gore a shebele TikTok. Re na le Kgetsi. Kgetsi o belega Batlokwa. Batlokwa ba botlhe. Batlokwa. Batlokwa. Baphuthing. Bakgolokwe. Bapedi. Bakgatla. Basia. Ba ba leng ko Mount Fletcher. Basia. Ba ba leng ko Mount Fletcher. Le Basia. Ba ba tshwenyang Bataung. Ka mo Maboloka ka. Ke bana ba mokgatlo. Ke di last bona tsa bakgatlo. Basia. Auna mo ba tsenana le Bataung kgotsa Baphuthing ka teng. Basia they've got their own lineage hona bjanong e tshwereng ke Kgosi Mosia ko Mount Fletcher le ba ba leng ko Venda. Ha o feta plekeng mo ba re ka ga motjha kwekwe ga motjha tota in Venda. Rafi Kafo. So, some people are so confused about why the Venda community are Makhatla and Mandebele. Half of them ki Mandebele. Half of them ki Makhatla. But dividile lineage ele ya go Mugabe. Baby the lineage ya Mashona. They gave birth to the Venda community because Musadi me o budisa ngwana wa ntate. And o mo ruta polelo e ya kwa ha bothata. Therefore ya bontate tlo tsentshiwa ena yo tsentshiwa pila. So that's how the Venda community are. Dialect ya bona nna le bona hatsi ke bakgatla. Bokhosi Kutama, Bokhosi Thoyando, Bokhosi Ramabora, Bokhosi Ramabulane, Bokhosi Tabalo Bobedi, ke bana ba bakgatla. I'm proud to say that. No one will change that. Even in court of law, you can take me to the highest court of this land. I'll prove it.
May I ask? Do you know the house of Mpapudi?
In Venda.
They are in Venda, but in other records I've seen, they come from the line of Amadebe, who then migrated to Venda.
Mateveli.
Yes.
Same Mateveli.
So they relate.
Agere banyak ko
so they relate Libokeka.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So they moved, some of them moved to Venda, and they have them chiefdoms there as well.
Yes.
Those small chiefdoms.
Yes.
Just from those ones that you cultivate.
That's why Banako.
Yes.
Banako coffee.
Yes.
And then le Balovezo.
Yes.
Balovezo. Balovedu.
Yes.
Balovezo.
Yes.
Are the same lineage. They are of our lineage. There are quite a number of them. Boseleka bo Kosimal Woho, Bawela Kamohareha, lineage Yamandevele Agekana.
Yes.
Bo Kosi Onada Baba Aki Akivayana. By long hore, by to Horiba, Welamokai. The Rekibuede and Hanya make it a corner Talos of Hawaii, but Baba related. Have you made this? Have you made this a marima? Baby. Yeah. Yeah, Tobel Gima. Coach. Get Tobel the Tobejani. Kitty tree. Za Diani. Tobele, Le Tobejani. Tobele was the first, Tobejani was the second.
I really like your relative on our those never said you made one. I recommend to Tobe.
Because you're like a coach.
Yes. So you can't just say Tobela to anyone.
Yes.
All one now, what do you make or Realocha finishing?
We do Realocha, we go.
A kid.
They come on have Matevele Akigan. Salocha, Slochile, Serralona. Ki, kiss guy. Kiss the now we just pass on the day. Tovela, Sealocha, Nago Hulani Ralocha.
Okay. That's one.
Hold up. They give you medicine. Ralocha.
And like you would get the mela.
No, we're not with the because what's the citing everything? You have more of them who were talking Botswana dialect, ya Baba Furute de Barolo. Yes, the dialect Garona, it's very pila. It's very Kimandavela Agegan.
Okay, because
that's the dialect.
I couldn't do it right
Salocha, Salocha, Slochile, Sralona.
But to add to the Batswana, like any other.
Yes.
Even if we are different from Bavenda when you're doing Bavenda,
yes.
Hard.
Yes.
And if we are Murafos are minding Kublela, we different Kibavenda.
Absolutely.
Bagapa like a spade.
But you know, whatever you mean, Tovele.
They don't mind, like it's easy for Bonobulenas to like Garabanabu.
No, they are right, it's in the blood. Yeah, it's in their blood. Kibana was cut. That's why my Umukadanya. But Yanuki ke ka mokgwa o bonang go na le poleke ba reng ga motšha kwekwe ga motšha tota e be go bana le poleke ba reng ga mosia e be go bana le poleke e ba reng thogo ya ndo e be go bana le poleke ba reng mosande wezinendo kgosi e sena ntlo a e bolela ka bonjerele e bolela ka Ndebele side yeah ke Ndebele side a kere go fana re bopa ke sekhatlha le Sendebele yeah and ha re go venda Sendebele re go venda re clear khanki ene ya tshwenya ene a inthobatse bane a clear I between Botswana and Horisa side for Botswana tsatsi efe
Botswana tsatsi se yeah, between Botswana and the Northwest Province.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Bahurute are sitting in a treasure. Botswana tsatsi.
The people who say Botswana tsatsi is in Central Africa there. Abantu who want to put everybody into one bucket. Banamanga.
Botswana tsatsi.
Northwest.
Come Northwest. Ke go ka ditshweng. Ke ria ka ditshweng. Le kwa tshwenyana.
Why ba le Botswana tsatsi ka ditshweng? Tshweni ke yona e bonang letsatsi pele in the morning.
Ke a leboga go se. Hobane e nna to the top of the mountain. Hey, what's going on? You know, so I've told you about the vendor community. When Tobele came back to assist his brother Tobejan, who was in trouble with the cannibals, Baba Mashabela. Bonaba Mashabela, no, Wamona Mashabela, no, Mashabela. They had a problem with us. What we did with them, the Mashabela community, we encircled them in Skukuniland. They are in the middle.
Yeah.
Kamo ke ba phuti, ke ba phasha, kamo. Kamo ke ba pedi ba. Kamo ba mohare. They're in the middle. They can't do what they did in those years. They're in the middle. They are not calling themselves ba pedi rona. Baba Mashabela. They are the same lineage, yeah. The Kikan and the bed. But remember, they're coming from Mutebele. Then, even the Balovich and the vendor community. We are one brothers. It's just when we grew up, we tend to be against each other unnecessarily. So that's how we stand in terms of the lineage. He has created a lot of kingdoms. With us, again, when we go down under our leadership, under Matlaisan, there's another kingdom that we have created, Yakau, Yamucheche. Those are kingdoms that we've created under us as well. So, Baputi Limon, those in Lesotho, we are saying, Basutu Baba Ninkamu Lesotho, but to Santa Rata Banaba Kibabro, to Santa Rata because they were encircled because of their power that they had over the Zulu nation. They were more powerful in the Zulu nation because they knew how to use the mountain better than the Zulus. Then they said the agreement between the Zulus and the and the Boas and the Swazis. Some of these people live after na ha bona ke.